Hey guys, to my friends in the UWS June class of 2020, let's have some final goodbye words for you. Today should have been our commencement ceremony, and friends and family should have been here with us. We would have woken up excited to finally celebrate the achievements that we've been working towards to become a doctor these past 3 years. Brunch mimosas, champagne showers, and maybe even shotgunning one last beer in the parking lot were on the agenda. We would have arrived at the Oregon Convention Center, picked up our cap and gown, and started taking pictures with our friends who some of them we may never see again. The final class photo would have been taken, and our graduation ceremony would have began. We'd hear speeches from staff and students and finally walk across that gilded stage just to have our peers and our family just cheering us on. We'd shoot that, "Hey mom, I freaking made it," smile, and return to our seats. Finally, we would take our University of Western States oath, and the closing ceremony would end. We would have walked out to our clinicians, professors, advisors, and other faculty that would be waiting to congratulate us on our achievements. Final goodbyes and good lucks would be shared with the classmates, as you would never see some of them again, but the select few that you grew close with throughout this program, you'd say, "Hey, I'll see you at the bar, whatever restaurant, or at whatever party you had already planned for afterwards." Unfortunately, none of that will happen. Instead, we're all sitting at home in a very unprecedented time that leaves this journey with a really unceremonious ending. Because of this, I think that it's only fair that we celebrate ourselves and all that we have achieved. October 6, 2017, the UWS Fall 2017 class met for the first time at orientation. We met our anatomy dissection group, and we were forced to sit and have lunch with them, exchange our contact information, and then figure out who was going to bring gloves and the blades to lab on Monday. We quickly learned that Heron was a huge fan of making jokes about getting shanked in the courtyard and learning all of the potential structures that you could have injured if you were, shanked. Bale taught us spinal anatomy using pretty much any innuendo he felt fitting, and then Bale, ironically, bailed back to the Great White North. Borman would grill us with every question under the sun about structures we were finding, and then offered the ever infamous, "Good guess, but not quite," and then would proceed to give us that very disappointed fatherly look. We quickly learned that Courtney loved her chocolate cake and apparently on occasion would eat a stick of butter, but most importantly that she always cared about us enough in our education to remix songs to teach us about biochem, phys, and nutrition. We learned that Schultz was ever the purveyor of memes and would constantly tell us that this program was like drinking out of a fire hose. Gallegos taught us about keeping our penguins on the icebergs, while most of them inevitably ended up swan diving themselves off while shouting, "Fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore." Good times. DJ Partner and Name That Tune made you realize that you knew little to none of the music that he loves, but that you also ended up loving his vacation videos. We quickly got real comfortable invading each other's privacy, essentially by poking, prodding, palpating, not feeling each other's SPs, TPs, and mammillary processes. The mammillary processes that most people lied about feeling, but it's okay, it's whatever. You eventually felt them, I would hope. Soon, we kissed our basic sciences quickly goodbye and dove into clinical sciences. There, we met Hank, and all of us in turn got one of his, infamous / famous, really good jazz CDs. I'm not gonna lie. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. We began learning how to adjust and not be creepy when working with patients. Quickly and much earlier than other cohorts, we were introduced to that famed pucker factor that occurs when hearing, "It's showtime, you have 10 minutes." We also learned how much we trusted our peers in Stab Lab, knowing that most of us have never drawn blood before and that we definitely didn't get a dummy to practice on. Quickly, we made our way into 33 weeks of SP encounters where the phrase, yeah, mine didn't tell me that was positive, or yeah, mine didn't tell me anything, was far too common. If you were one of the people who were lucky enough to never be scheduled last and always got first, congratulations, most people hated you. We finally pushed through and got our coffee and cake while waving goodbye to Dr. LaFay, Dr. Lady, and Dr. Lambert, only to be thrown into the gauntlet that is CEAs, clinic, the dreaded evaluations by Kalmbach and Hale, and CSAs. Clinic started off kind of like how a baby giraffe learns to walk, slowly, awkwardly, stumbling over your words, your orthos, your interactions, but quickly you began to run at full speed. Until you were met with the brick wall that is COVID and Zoom University. We weren't capable of running anymore. Instead, we had to learn how to claw and climb our way pretty much over it while praying that we were lucky enough to get a preceptor, or the preceptor that we had didn't get canceled. We just wanted to get back to treating patients. All this to say, you've grown so much in these last 3 years. I know this isn't how any of us wanted to end this chapter, but please be proud of yourselves. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be angry, but don't diminish all the hard work that you've put in. And as one of my favorite doctors once said, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. And yeah, that was Dr. Seuss, but the sentiment's the same. I hope you steer yourself in the direction of always taking an evidence-based approach while choosing what's best for your patients. And while I didn't intend for this to be this long, I'll leave you with one last quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The future is yours for the taking. Congrats, guys. We freaking made it.